All right, guys. Wow. This is how we're gonna start the triple header, huh? So, currently, right now, down in Chester, Pennsylvania, getting ready for the playoffs. It sucks that the Eagles lost, but I am not gonna allow that to ruin my mood because we have a playoff game. That's the fact of the matter. But let's just get into this game. I mentioned in the preview that I would expect the Giants would try to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball in the day. I did not think that would actually work, considering the fact that the Giants' rush defense is not that good. And when you even look at today, 208 rushing yards by the Philadelphia Eagles, you would expect for them to win. But credit to the Giants. They obviously needed this win. They just fired Jason Garrett. Freddie Kitchens came in, and honestly, he did a solid job in his first game calling the plays for the New York Giants. And this happens in the NFL all the freaking time. How many times do you see a new coach coming in there, a new play caller, a new defensive coordinator, and you see a sort of resurgence in the unit that gets the new coach? And Freddie Kitchens gave a little resurgence to the Giants. You saw a lot of different formations, things that you really didn't see on tape if you're the Eagles studying for this game heading into this Week 12 matchup. And it was a lot of different looks, and still this Eagles defense did a solid job holding this Giants team to 13 points, no more than 200 yards total, and that's something to hold your hat on. But at the end of the day, you just did not have guys step up and make plays. I know that a lot of people are going to look at Jalen Hurts because fact of the matter is he looked like dog crap here today throwing the ball, but I can't really fault him when we had an opportunity in that fourth quarter, in that final drive with no timeouts. You went down 40 yards, and yet you still weren't able to get the job done. Obviously, Jalen Reagor's miss, the drop, it's just so frustrating. I can't keep dealing with Jalen Reagor. This kid is going to continue being linked to Justin Jefferson, rightfully so. When you draft Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, we are seeing what's going on with Justin Jefferson. It is so incredibly frustrating. You're watching this kid, and he did make a big play at the end of the first half, but when it came down to it, to the important moment, he has a drop. He has two drops in that fourth quarter. And important times, crunch time, he's not able to step up and make a freaking play for the Birds. And I can't really fault Jalen Hurts. Look, Jalen definitely needs to work on his throwing. There was a lot of times throughout this game, and we've talked about this before, where he's not able to read the field quick enough. And that's a problem for Jalen Hurts. That's the only detriment to Jalen Hurts that I see, because I still see the clutch gene. How many times do we see a bad play? 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions by Jalen Hurts. He's shaking that off, and he's coming back out there on the next drive and helping the team out and making some plays. He was doing everything that he possibly could. He was the leading rusher for the Eagles yet again, 10 of 24 here on the day. Obviously, when you're throwing 3 interceptions with 0 touchdowns, that is a problem. And Sirianni and this whole entire offensive staff are going to have to watch this tape because they're going to see a lot of missed throws, slow reads, and that has to be cleaned up again. But when you're seeing Jalen Hurts struggling throwing the ball, I don't understand why it is you're not running the ball more. In the second half, they did a good job of that, Boston Scott being the leading workhorse. Miles Sanders, what's going on? We really needed him here today. No Jordan Howard. He had a nice run in there in the second quarter. He starts limping off of the game, but in the final drives, in those crucial fourth quarter drives, my man's got the helmet on and he's on the sidelines next to the coach, and yet he's not going into the game because of what? Look, Miles Sanders can be frustrating. We know the fumble situations. We know at times he's not hitting the holes that he has to. But when you're talking about that explosive play of a Miles Sanders, you got to keep giving him the ball because you don't know what's going to happen. He can break a play. He's an actual playmaker out on the field. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And look, I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out as these weeks go on, because Miles is in the final year of a contract, and I don't know how the Eagles really do feel about Miles Sanders, but he's going to be one of those players. If we do allow him to leave, I guarantee he will be one of those players that goes somewhere else and actually performs and plays really well for that next team. It is definitely weird, but Jordan Howard's miss was truly felt today. This offense did not feel the same way. When you're controlling the pace of the game, the time of possession, we lost that category here today. Jordan Howard is someone that helps this Eagles team control the pace, and he makes things so much easier, so much more simplified. The reason why over the last 4 weeks we have been so successful offensively, become one of the more efficient offenses in the NFL, was because you had a Jordan Howard and a running game that would alleviate some pressure off of a Jalen Hurts, and that was not there today. hey, credit to the New York Giants. They played desperate football. They needed this win. We all know that. Joe Judge is on the hot seat. Daniel Jones is on the hot seat. You get this Freddie Kitchens in here. He needs to create a spark on the offense. And the fact of the matter is the Giants stepped up and the Giants had made more plays. And it's just frustrating because this is a game where you feel as if the Eagles should have won it. When you lose by only 6 points, it was a low-scoring game, and all you needed was a touchdown and an extra point, and you would have came back down to Philadelphia with a win. That is just super frustrating to see. But we talked about this in the pregame. You need to go in there. You need to keep this confidence going, but you need to play like you need a win. And I do feel like the Eagles did play like they needed to win certain aspects. Obviously, defensively, I thought they did a really good job. But when you don't have playmakers stepping up on offense, that's kind of what's going to happen. And the Giants just made more plays. And the Eagles, hey, we're off to the Jets. We are off to the Jets. And obviously it's frustrating because, on Thanksgiving, all around the turkey, settling that turkey in our stomachs, we obviously see the Cowboys fall to the Raiders, and you're thinking, look, you get a win on Sunday, you're a game back of the NFC East. We never would have thought that would happen. And the Eagles come on Sunday and put up this dud. They put up this freaking dud. And I felt like the Giants did a good job of matching the intensity, matching the physicality of the Eagles. And this was a typical NFC East showdown in a game where the Giants were honoring Michael Strahan by retiring his 92. You get this physical game from the jump. This was true NFC East. This was Giants. This was Eagles. Low-scoring game. Quarterbacks definitely got hit. Both Daniel Jones and both Jalen Hurts took their fair share of licks, and it truly felt like that. I think the Eagles are going to be okay. I'm not, and this is why I keep telling you guys, I know everyone is excited. Everyone's all playoffed up. When you see the standings, you see where the Eagles are at in the standings, you got those playoff thoughts. But we got to slow down. This is why I always take it game by game. You cannot look ahead. And this is why I keep telling you guys, you got to take it game by game because anything can really happen here. So the Eagles are going to have to come back together. And I know Nick Sirianni was talking about how the intensity was there all week long. But unfortunately, you didn't show up on Sunday. You didn't do enough to get the win. And you got to come back and you got to have a good practice. Luckily, you got the Jets coming up. And we might be able to see our old friend Joe Flacco. And this could be a game where the Eagles are able to bounce back, but it is clear that the Eagles are just not there yet. Their play is definitely much better. From the first half to now, it is definitely much better, but a lot of work is still left to be done. Man, oh man, it's going to be tough. But hey, hopefully the Union here can put a smile on my face and I can forget about the Birds here as we got part 2 of this Philly Sports triple header coming through. So after the Union game, I will have a recap for that. Hopefully it's a win. Hopefully we punch our ticket into the Eastern Conference Finals, but we shall see what happens here. Final score again, the Philadelphia Eagles fall in North Jersey to the New York Giants, 13-7. I know, Birds fans, it sucks losing to the Giants. I was literally telling my girlfriend on the way here, I hate the Giants. I hate losing to the New York Giants. All that BS they were talking last year, and here we are again. It's a loss, guys. We'll see those guys later on in the season. I'm going to head on into Subaru Park for this game. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. I love yous. And as always, go Birds. Talk to you guys soon.